So as you're doing your pantograph, all you need to focus on is your laser as you need to move across your frame. Welcome to our continuing Grace Product Support series. Hi, I'm Angelique, and in this video, we're going to talk about doing paper pantographs using either the Gracie laser or the Quilting laser. We're also going to talk about how and where you can install it, which laser is right for your particular quilting setup. And I'm also going to show you how to quilt using rear handles, as well as some tips and tricks for quilting using your front handles. So let's start by talking about what is pantograph quilting. Pantographs are all over designs, sometimes referred to as edge-to-edge designs, that don't take into consideration how the quilt was pieced or any of the design elements. Some of the pantographs that you'll find will be automated, so you can let your automation do the stitching for you, or it can be paper like this one, where you use a laser to trace the design. Pantographs give you the advantage of being able to see the design, so you can focus on just moving the machine, moving your body, and the quilt sandwich. Many pantographs are beginner friendly, like this one, where it gives you locations and will help you build muscle memory for future quilting projects. Today we're going to be using paper pantographs, which basically involves tracing a pattern with a laser. We offer two laser options, the Gracie laser and the Quilting laser stylus. So how do you know which one is right for you? Let's start by talking about the Gracie laser. The Gracie laser is designed for anybody that's using a domestic or a little rebel that's basically going to be sitting on a top carriage and works perfectly with our Cutie or Q-zone hoop frames. It is battery operated, so you don't have to worry about cords or anything like that getting in the way. It has a swivel, so you can point it any direction that you would like. And once you get it to however you want to move it, then you can lock it into place with the handle there. Comes with several different screws and attachments to fit your particular frame. If you're using any of our Quilting long arm machines, then you're going to want the Quilting laser stylus. This stylus is also fully swivelable and plugs in directly to ports that are on your machine for creating the laser light. It will clip to your front or rear handles, or you can add this to the bottom part of your carriage for it to be clipped on right there and adjusted to any way that you would like it to go. To attach your Gracie laser to the bottom of your carriage, decide if you want to do it on the left or the right side and which of these holes you would like to place it in. Simply select the hole and put the nut on, and it is ready to go. For the Cutie frame, you can also attach it to the back or the front. You have two locations, either the left side or the right side. You'll need to hold the nut with a pair of needle nose pliers and adjust this before you tighten it so it sits in the divot. And now it's ready to go. If you are using the G series carriage that you'll find on our Q-zone hoop frame, then you would have the attachment points at the front, either on the right or left, or near the rear handles, again, either on the right or left. Follow your manual for proper installation. The Quilting laser stylus can be attached to either the handles or the lower carriage with the optional bracket. Location of your laser port on your machine will vary based on your Quilting model. As you can see, it's really easy to install our lasers. And now that you know which laser is right for you, we can get ready to start doing our first paper pantograph. So I want to first talk about quilting from the front using a pantograph. As you see, I have picked a pantograph that is small enough that I can have it both on my frame and have the quiltable area available here. You will want to adjust your frame as needed so that you have room for the pantograph and for the laser to be able to reach the pantograph. You then want to make sure that you pin it down nice and straight, along with however your quilt is nice and straight on there. So when you are doing pantographs, one of the very important things is making sure that you've got your quilt sandwich on straight and you consistently move it so that it's straight so that you don't get kind of a wonkiness to designs where it would really stand out. You'll also want to be aware of where you need to end your design depending on the design itself, and some of those will have markings for that. And then cut the pantograph to meet that. I didn't cut ours because we have various lengths of frames and we'll be using this for many things, so I just rolled mine up. So then the next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get your needle start position placed, and then I like to go ahead and drop my needle because it's going to help me keep my machine where it is so that I can then adjust my laser to the start position of my pattern. Now I'm pretty much ready to stitch. I've done all of my pre-quilting checklist ahead of time, cleaned my machine, all that fun stuff. So now it's time to just go ahead and bring up my bobbin. And then I'm just basically going to select what mode I want to be in, and then I'm ready to hit play and start quilting my design. So as you're doing your pantograph, all you need to focus on is your laser and moving smoothly, and then kind of thinking about moving your body as you need to move across your frame. So don't be too hard on yourself if you're not getting exactly staying on the line with the laser. It's really about getting the movement. It's going to look good on your fabric once you just kind of continue and stay without trying to stop much. That's what's really going to keep that flow. As you finish, you're going to most likely want to go ahead and pull up your bobbin. Then we're ready to move our fabric and our pantograph to the next location. Go ahead and unpin and get your pantograph out of the way, and then you'll roll up your quilt sandwich like you would any other time. And so maybe I want to start there. Now we're going to replace our pantograph, and if it helps, if you really want to keep your design exactly the same, you could take your ruler and an erasable marker and kind of mark a line here to do that, or you might find that within the blocks or designs of your particular quilt. And then once I get it on there, I want to go ahead and repin. I just want to make sure that my placement is straight. And so then I'm ready to start again. Once you have a pattern stitched, what you could also do is trace that previously stitched row pattern instead of consistently moving your paper pantograph. And that's what I'm going to show you next. So I'm going to figure out where it is that I want to start my stitching, only now I'm going to adjust my laser so that it's pointing at my previous line. And now I'm just going to follow what I've stitched before. You might find this technique very useful if you use, instead of paper pantographs, more like stencils, so that we only have to do it one time, makes it easier to clean, and then you just keep tracing that over and over again. So that's ideas for quilting from the front of your frame. With Unique machines, if you want to quilt from the rear, you will need to buy the optional rear handles. Be sure that you get the ones that are specific to your machine, because if you use the wrong handles, it will damage your machine. Quilting pantographs from the rear is really easy using the Cutie, especially if you're using it with the little Rebel, because all you have to do is step around to the back, since the rear handles are built into the top of the carriage. And we do have the little start stop and needle up down button. You just move that to your rear handles as well. You'll find that sometimes quilting on the back from here may feel more comfortable for you because you get a better overall view of the pantograph that you're doing. And it's an absolute necessity if you're going to use something like our Pattern Perfect. So the first thing you're going to want to do is step around to the front of your machine. Right, so I want to kind of stand to the side a little bit so I can kind of get an idea of where it is that I want to start in reference to what my quiltable area is here. And so once I get to where my start location is going to be, I'm going to drop my needle using the buttons that are at the front of the machine and pull up my bobbin. And then we're going to drop that again. And so now everything is ready to go in the front, and then step back to the back of the machine. When you're quilting with your domestic, don't forget to put that foot down. Now that I'm in position, I'm just going to adjust my laser so that the point starts at the beginning of my pantograph. So I'm down, my foot is down, I'm going to go ahead and hit start, and I'm just going to trace my pattern like before. So as you can see, quilting pantographs with the rear handles is really easy to do. If you would like more information about the unique ones, please give our friends a call or email them, sales@graceframe.com, and they'll help you pick the rear handles that are best for the unique machine that you have. Be sure that you follow the instructions that come with them for proper assembly for your machine. They do feature the same tools as your front handles, so cruise, lights, all those things can still be controlled with that. Everything else is pretty much the same. Drop your needle, pull up your bobbin, set your laser to the back where you can see your pantograph that's on your table insert, and just continue to quilt. If you would like more information on our pantograph lasers, you can find digital manuals on our website, graceframe.com, under resources and quilting accessories. If you need support on using the pantograph lasers or the rear handles, feel free to reach out to our support@graceframe.com. They'll help you with that. We would also love to see the pantographs you've completed using either the Gracie or Unique laser, so please share those in the comments below. Please remember to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you're going to get even more support on our products as well as inspiration for sewing and quilting. Until next time, see you later.